Hi everyone. Good morning. This is Vinesh Mahamkali. I'm here to discuss about the biometrics in IT. So, so let me start. Uh, So the basic agenda for this presentation is about, as I told you earlier, so biometrics in IT, and I'm going to discuss about introduction about the biometrics and how we will be aiming and what is the uses of biometrics and the background and the significance and declare the purpose of it and the problem statement, and also you can see the scope and limitations of the biometrics and experimental designs and methods, and also you can just formulate the clear hypothesis of the biometrics, and these are the things which have been covered in this presentation. So let us go and discuss about the each one by one slide. I mean, each slide about the biometrics, what I've been gathered the information on it. So let me start with the introduction. Going to the next slide. So this is the introduction part. In this introduction, as everybody knows, we use biometrics for just logging in most of the ID companies or whatever the manufacturing or the pharmaceuticals or pharma companies. So they will be using this biometrics as a one of the employer identification of at what time the employer has been clogged in and at what time the employer has clogged out, so we can track the employer loggings. So these will be using the biometric as one of the source for employer tracking, and it's mainly used for access control and the identification, as I told you, and it's easy to identify the person who logged into the system, and also if anything fraud has happened, so you can take the necessary actions can be taken on the employees if the employer has been misused, if you identify as an employer as misused it. So in this way, we'll be using the biometrics in our real life. So hope everybody has been aware of it. Why? Because somewhere around nowadays in almost of all the schools and universities, they have been using this biometrics as one of the option to get the tracking attendance or whatever it is. So in this way we will be using this biometrics. And coming to the next slide, this is about the brief introduction about it. And coming to the next slide, so in this slide, I just want to explain you the specific aims. So the security can be even be more increased if you are using the biometrics, and the data of the company can be protected, and also you can introduce a new devices when it consists of a biometrics, and also you can work under the surveillance can be seen for the people whose details are captured, and these are the things where you can uh, will be very useful when we are using the biometrics. So this is what I want to explain in this slide. And coming to the next slide. In this slide, I just want to explain you the background and the significance. So as you all know that the device will not get open if there is so the main purpose of this biometrics, so if you want to get into the office or whatever the schools or the colleges or whatever universities, whatever it is, so once your biometric or the finger is accessed correctly, then only you will the door will be open for you, and then only you can go inside. This is what the actual functionality of the biometric. And so this, and also the reduction of the cyber attacks. So if you want, if in your absence, or if in the office, there is nobody in the office, so but you will just, if there's somebody wants to get in, try to log in, so but there's no access to the that particular person, so then you can easily restrict those cyber attacks and everything, where you can mislead them. And the biometrics has also provided the link between the data record and the individual. This is how, and it is becoming difficult for the companies to protect the data. So, in order to overcome these all issues, so we will be using the biometrics as one of the crucial part in the offices. I mean, in the workplaces, or else the schools, and wherever the universities or anywhere. And coming to the next slide. So the problem statement in this slide, I just want to explain you the problem statement. I mean, it may even take more time to unlock the device if the credentials are mismatched. So this is the point where I've been discussing in the earlier slide as well. Say, for example, like if you are unknown person coming to the trying to get into the office, and if he's giving to uh, thumb impression, I mean the thumb biometrics or something like that, he or she cannot be able to get inside unless until they have good I mean the access to get inside. So this is where you can just uh, this is where you can just take care of all your data and everything, and it also saves money, and it is most accurate tracking solution, and it saves time as well. Come to the next slide. The preliminary data for the implementation of biometrics in IT, the major need is the data sources, and the various kinds of characteristics of the individuals are taken, and say, I mean, like the employees have, say, for example, some of the employees give you the single finger or a double finger, two fingers or three fingers to just mm, use it. If one doesn't work fine, so they can be using the other fingers as well to get inside. So this is where the we'll be benefited to give the employees easily to access inside, but not for the external users. So encrypted data is also collected. So whoever tries to log in, but not able to log in, so that record also can be collected by using this biometrics. That is one of the best part if we use biometric. In this slide, I just want to explain you the experimental design and methods. The system has been tested with the biometric devices, and the knowledge that is associated with the user can be seen. And the methods of security of data is most important requirement in the field of IT. The security of data is very important, and the other algorithm is that is used in this case is thinning. So this is what I want to explain in this slide. And next, coming to the next slide, I want to tell you that formulate a clear hypothesis. I mean, like in this slide. I want to tell you the benefits of why will be appear in IT, will be applied in IT, and the modifications will be done based on the observations, and it is helping the IT management for ensuring the smooth operations. So coming to the next slide, scope and limitations in I mean, so for everything, and we have limitations. So all kinds of information can be protected, and in some case the authentication may not work properly, and there are chances for the hackers to attack the database. So the information will be shown to the wrong user as the system got unlocked. So these are the things, limitations where you need to be overcome on biometrics. So this, and coming to the next slide. So I just want to conclude saying that validation can be made on the idea aspects that are observed, and the cyber issues in the field of the ID is getting reduced because of this biometrics, and even in the future biometrics in ID is gaining demand. So almost all of the companies are using biometrics now, and the performance evaluation is the most important thing in the IT. So these are the main things which you have to which we have to be keep in mind, and take it out some highlights in this presentation. And so these are the references where I've been collected all this information. I mean, different. I have been using with the different textbook, and also gone through the different websites where I've been gathering this information. So I want to say that biometrics. So finally, I want to say that the biometrics is one of the most important thing where all the users and all the the company, IT sector in the IT sector, or the all the employers and employees can be helpful and can be gained easily, and the data can be protected easily, and you can easily track the login and logout of each and every employee in the database. So I personally think that biometrics is one of the best option where the employees can track the employer can track the employee data from scratch to end of how many months or how many years uh, they need it. So this what I just want to say and conclude this. And thanks for giving this opportunity. And thank you so much. See you all.